Hi everybody, welcome back to Shotlet Family Firewood. We have a small window this weekend because we had rain the other day and it's a little bit muddy down here, but we got rain coming this afternoon. That's going to knock us out of here completely. I spent some time cutting up some real big rounds this week. Just a minute. I spent some time cutting up some real big rounds this week, and I'll show you that in a second. But we're going to use the tree shear, which some of you may have saw the short I did last week, the tree shear cutting down a tree. Now this week we're going to use the tree shear as a splitter for these big rounds. Our goal right now is, now that it's boiler season is sort of over, we're still heating, but we're not using much wood. We need to restock our boiler wood supply, and we're going to clean up these real big chunks of tree that I've had here for a year and a half or better now. So we're going to try and use this as an opportunity to clean up the wood yard some, reorganize a little bit. As your process works out, you figure out the wrinkles and how you want things set up. So it's ever changing process here in the wood yard, but we're going to take this opportunity to clean things up. So let me show you around here. So that round's been sitting out here a while before, but these real big oak rounds we cut up this week. Did it at night, so I didn't video any of it, but it's everything that was around this area over here. So I've got that one cut up, this really big one cut up, and that one here cut up. That's the only one I have left that isn't cut up. And there's a few other rounds that were in here from before. I'll clean those out of here too. And then what we're going to do is we're going to split and pile this near the splitter. And once we get a pile here, we've got the conveyor set up to run into our firewood bin. So we'll be able to swing the conveyor, get a good chunk of that filled up, and then we will have to move it over once and do the rest of it. So that's our plan anyway. See how it works. that we have to split up with this tree shear. So I want to try and do it this way. Don't know if it's going to turn out or not, but basically open it all the way, try and get as far on there as I can, split it in half. And then try and deal with each half. Now that one is quartered. Pick up this little chunk here. Now this one's a little more than half of the round, but we'll just see how it breaks apart. The nice part about this tree shear is I can literally cut any angle. As long as I can get it open wide enough, I can cut sideways or with the grain. We'll split this piece one more time onto the pile. Okay, then we'll split this last piece one more time here. And that is how we use the tree shear as a wood splitter. So this is the Grace Manufacturing Tree Terminator, and it's not real fast. You gotta move a lot of oil to fill those cylinders, but we'll do a full cycle right now. That's full cycle. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap up this couple week segment on the tree shear uses. I think it's a very versatile skid steer attachment. You know, cutting down trees that are up to 20 inches in diameter with a skid loader itself is awesome. But then to have the versatility to use it as a tree shear, you can also use it as a tree puller on some of the smaller ones and just pull them right out by the roots. And then I also use it kind of as a almost as a grapple to move logs around. So it really is a versatile skid loader attachment, and I'm glad I have it. I'm glad I found new life for it in my firewood business. I actually bought it probably 10 or 12 years ago as a I was cleaning fence lines for farms in the wintertime. When farming got slow, I would use it and just clean fence lines before I ever thought about doing firewood. But it's been before I got in, after I left the farm and before I got into firewood, I did a few years where I didn't really use it. I'm glad I held on to it, and I'm really happy to have new life for it in the firewood business, and helping me harvest firewood. And when the boys get older, eventually I would like to get back into getting paid to use it as a tree shear for cleaning fence lines and stuff, but that'll be able to be in combination with the firewood business from now on. So yeah, with that, I truly appreciate you watching, and we will see you on the next one.